Hello everyone. Welcome to today's masterclass. It's me Narendra from Alma Mater team. For this today's masterclass, we have Saurabh with us. He's an analytics program manager at LinkedIn with over 8 years of working experience. Saurabh has honed his skills at Airbnb, MU Sigma. So let's join us to learn from his wealth of experience in data analytics. And don't miss this exclusive opportunity to gain insights from a pro. You can ask all your doubts in the chat section, or you can also mention your questions, queries in Q&A. Saurabh will answer all your doubts at the end of the session, and you can ask questions and everything you can ask. He will be there with you till the end of the session. Welcome, Saurabh. Over to you.
Uh, Thank you so much for the intro. Hi, everyone. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Hello, Shweta. Hello, Avinash. Hello, Vansh. Hi, Vishal. Hi, Shubham. How are you all doing? Good. Great. Nice to meet all of you. My name is Saurabh, and next 1.5 hours, we'll dive into the world of analytics, and specifically we'll understand, how data visualization is playing a critical role in making any decisions. Okay. For the session to be more fun, please use the chat box. Please, let's make it interactive. I'll ask you some questions, try to answer them, so that we learn something from the next 1.5 hours. All right, so let me begin with my introduction first. The team mentioned, I have about 9 years of experience now. I started off my career working with Mu Sigma. There I was associated with Walmart for about 4 years. After Walmart, I joined Airbnb for about 2 years, and since last 2 years, I'm working with. Last 3 years, I've been working with LinkedIn as an analytics manager. In this 9 years of my career, I've worked in different domains. I've worked in data analytics. I've worked in data science. Currently, I'm leading the team. So, I've gone through different phases wherein, I've helped some of the big organizations make very strategic decisions based on data. So that is my career experience. In terms of my education goes, I have done my engineering from College of Engineering, Pune. In case anyone here is from Pune, great to meet all of you. I've done my engineering from Pune in instrumentation and control. After that, I joined this particular company called as, I joined MBA college, in which I did international business. So yeah, engineering plus MBA is what I've done, plus of course my career experience. So today's topic, in which what we'll see is how data visualization is used, in day-to-day decision making, is what we'll cover. Feel free to ask any questions. Feel free to use the chat. Anything that comes to your mind, feel free to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with one video. We'll try and understand that video properly, and from that video we'll understand what is the role that, in case you are an aspiring data scientist or a data analyst, how does your role fit into the entire organization, and how data visualization is so critical to business decision making, and how you can create some amazing visualization with few techniques that I'm going to share today. All right, so let me just quickly share my screen. Okay. Can somebody confirm if you can?
Peter, come take a look at this.
Can you hear the sound? Just want to check that. Yes, perfect. Chalo, let's try and understand this ad, and through this, we can, relate to what and why, we are learning this.
Peter, come take a look at this. Mr. Daniels.
Look at this.
What's this? The numbers, they keep getting bigger and bigger.
The clicks are off the charts.
Yeah.
Yoshi, it's Walter. We're back.
Yes, sir! Ay! Motto, tracking! More shifting, more shifting!
I need more trees. More trees? I'll get you more trees.
Hey, take a look at wood pulp.
Everything you got on wood pulp right now.
He really loves that thing.
Understood what was happening here, anyone? Anyone did understood what was happening in the ad? Was the sales real? The sales that was happening, was it real? Guys, are you all there? No, it was not real, right? It was not real. Chalo, let's try and deep dive onto this particular ad and understand how data visualization was critical in this entire flow. Can you tell me what is the name of the company that has been shown here? Just look at the scene and tell me what is the name of the company. Any guesses? No, Adobe is the ad. What is the name of the company in here? You can observe from this scene. Encyclopedia, right? How many of you still remember encyclopedia? Anyone has used encyclopedia before in your childhood days? Do you think in the world of internet, encyclopedia is really important? Is it being used that extensively? Not really, right? Since Google, I don't think anyone would have gone back to encyclopedia because encyclopedia was like where you can have all the important information in one book. So do we need encyclopedia as of date? As of today, is encyclopedia like very important? No, right? Now, this is a company, is it in the growing phase or is it in the decline phase? Is this company in the growing phase or in the decline phase? It's in the decline phase, right? Now, suddenly, there are three people who are sitting in here, right? There are three people who are sitting in here. Hello, Adarsh, nice to meet you. Let's see, who's this first person? This one. Any guesses what will be his role? He's doing something on computer, like always. Any guesses what would be his role? He's there to check orders? No. Just see here, right? He's doing something on computer.
Peter, come take a look at this.
Yeah, and he's showing it to someone else. Don't you think he's like a data analyst? Don't you think this person here in the scene is like a data analyst? Data scientist, whatever you want to name it. Yeah. Do you all agree? And collecting old orders data. Yes, Tanuj, very good. And what about this other person in this scene? Who he would be? What would be his role? Any guesses? This person, the other person in the scene, what would be his role? Supervisor? Yes. Manager, supervisor. Analytics, okay? He would be somewhere in data analytics. He would be the manager of this person. He comes up with some data, right? And he shows it to them.
Mr. Daniels.
Look at this.
What's this? The numbers.
Now tell me what would be the role of this person who's in the scene. The executive, right? Anyone who is able to make a decision, right? Now, if you closely watch this particular scene, what is he holding in his hand? Can you see some charts in here? Do you see like a bar chart, graphs and bars, right? Do you think nowadays when we have computers and we have all the tools, do we print the charts nowadays? No. And this is where our nowadays the tools are coming. Excel is one tool, Power BI is another tool, Tableau is another tool. So this chart in the hand is now replaced by a dashboard, right? It is replaced by a dashboard. And the person looks at this charts and what he does, what is his role? He has to make decisions, isn't it? His main role, this person in the scene, his main role is to make decisions. And basis what he's making the decisions? He's making the decision based on this chart that has been provided to him, the data that has been provided to him. Now just imagine this chart leads to decision one.
They keep getting bigger and bigger.
Clicks are
And tell me, for the confirmation of the numbers, is he looking at his, is he looking at Peter or is he looking at the manager? For the confirmation of these numbers, is he looking at the analyst or the manager? The manager or the analyst? What do you think? He's looking at the manager or the analyst? Analyst? Just
clicks are off the
he's looking.
charts.
Yeah.
He was looking at the manager. Why manager? Because the trust, he would not trust a newbie, but he would trust the manager, isn't it? He would not trust let's say you are a very new person, he will not trust you, he will trust your manager. And just look at the happiness in the face of this person, right? It is so amazing that he's so happy that the numbers are really amazing. And he's also satisfied, and this person is looking at this particular manager. And what he does after that, once he get the confirmation, he decides to, in this case, he's placing the order, isn't it? He's seeing that the orders is increasing. That's what the chart said. So he's placing the manufacturing order to this particular person who manufactures the books. He's the one who's manufacturing it. For the books, he needs what? To print the books, what does he need? He needs trees, right? The books are made of paper and paper needs tree. So he goes to the person who is making a tree. Because the trees suddenly starts to, suddenly his business starts to grow. What happens to the stock price of the person who is owning the company of the woods? What is happening to the stock price here? It is increasing, it goes up, right? And suddenly you see the business starts to flow, and they're starting to pack all their encyclopedias, right? They ship the encyclopedia, the particular book. This is the book, if you remember. And then finally, it is showcasing that the orders are being placed by this cute child, isn't it? Now tell me one thing. Is this order going to be fulfilled? Is it going to be fulfilled? Is it going to be sold? Is it indicating that one person is buying, is indicating that the business is overall growing? No, right? So this is the importance of correctly interpreting the data and correctly understanding the data. Here, if Peter wouldn't have, if Peter would have gone in detail about what the orders are, where the orders are coming from, and he would have given him clear insights in this chart, do you think this whole situation would have happened? If there was clear charts, clear insights, clear communication that was required, if that was there, do you think all this situation would have occurred? No, right? So are you getting the importance of your role, just in case if you decide to get into analytics, how important your role would be for business decision making? You are the one who's providing with all the insights. And if you are not providing it with the correct insights, the company can go bankrupt, literally, right? So it's a very important role in the world of analytics, and data is core of it. And visualization is the medium of communicating insights. Understood? What is visualization? Visualization is a medium to communicate your data insights. Will you all remember? Very good. Now, if it is such an important role, don't you think we have to be very careful and we have to be the best when we are making this kind of charts, right? Don't you think we have to make sure that we are selecting the correct charts? We have to make sure that, we are giving the right insights. All of that comes into picture. Okay, I'll give you another real example of, the company that I was working with, Airbnb, and I'll tell you how data visualization played a critical role in saving that particular company. Okay, let me just switch my screen. Great. Do you all know about this particular company called as Airbnb? Yes, Airbnb is like you can put your property on rent and you can book it. It's in the travel industry. Right? It's a travel industry company. Now, what happened in March 2020? Do you recall what was that main event that happened in March of 2020? And that is the rough time when I also joined this particular company. Anyone recalls? March of 2020, go back 3 years. Probably it is that moment that changed everyone's life. What happened in March of 2020? COVID happened, right? And because of COVID, what happened to the travel industry? Were you able to travel? Were you able to travel in that period of time? No, right? You were not able to travel. And because you were not able to travel, do you think Airbnb would have got any bookings? Do you think Airbnb would have got any bookings at that time? No. And that was the real situation. I recently joined. I recently joined this company in March of 2020. And in first 15 days, the company couldn't, that product was of no use because people couldn't travel. And what is happening because of that? Any guesses what will be the total bookings in this case? What would be the total bookings during that COVID period of first 2 months when it was all lockdown? Can I consider it to be equal to 0? Right? It was equal to 0. And can any company survive with 0 revenue? 0 bookings means 0 revenue. Can I say that? Yeah. Can I say if there is no booking, that means 0 revenue? Can any company survive without revenue? Is it possible? Okay, you can make losses, but is it possible for any company to survive without revenues? Losses, yes, you can still, get future profits you can make. But if the revenue is 0, the company cannot survive. And that is what the situation for Airbnb was. Now, given that I was pretty new to this particular company, I wanted to prove myself that, hey, you know what, I can do something here. And it was important, okay, if we are not able to, get bookings right now, probably in future, we should be ready to get the bookings. Now, what I did was using this simple tool called as Tableau. Okay, Tableau is the data visualization tool. Using this particular tool, have you heard about this word before? It is used for creating charts, right? There is a tool that helps us to create a chart. I created a particular chart, or you can say a dashboard. Dashboard is like real time. The numbers change real time. I created this one simple dashboard that would prove to be very pivotal in the way the company decides its strategy after COVID. So what I did was I was pretty curious. Who would be the people who would, in the middle of the pandemic, when it is absolutely not possible for anyone to travel, how would they be able to, how would they be able to survive, right? That was the main question. And if somebody is visiting the website, what could be the reason behind it? Any guesses? Like who would visit the website during COVID when it is not possible to travel on Airbnb? Do you think will there be many people on visiting like Airbnb at that particular period of time? Not really, right? So if the people are visiting, can I say they were visiting with certain intent? If somebody is visiting Airbnb in that particular period of time, don't you think it is visiting with some intent? It is, right? It is virtual travel. Yes, virtual travel was a thing. So what I started doing was there is something called as visitors data. There is something called as visitors data. So when you go to any website, do you think companies have the entire detail about where did you, what did you do, what did you search, which property did you click on? Do you think companies store this data at a customer level, at every visit level? All your details about your visit in that particular period of time on the website. Do you think every company have that data? Yes, every company is having that data, and it is called as the clickstream data, because clickstream is a company that enables them to save it. Now, what we did was, from this visitors data, very simple. I just was curious to know if somebody is coming to Airbnb, which location he is looking at, right? So what we did, we created a map. There was a map chart. Okay, there is a map chart here. And in the map chart, let's say this is Australia. Okay. And in Australia, I was tracking in which particular location is the number of people very high. And I'll check two things. What will I check? Number of people visiting a particular location. And the second thing that I'll check is percentage change, compared to previous day. Two things. Okay, I would create a simple map chart, nothing complicated. There is a map chart. I'm looking at all the people who are visiting the website. I'm extracting their location from where they are visiting. I'm looking at which location they're searching. Right. For example, if you are in Mumbai, are you searching for Lonavala? If you are in Bangalore, are you searching for Kurg or Mysore? Like that. What is that you're searching for? Which page are you going? And how many, what is the percentage change? So for example, on day one, if it is 100 people, on day two, it is 200 people. What will be the change? What percentage will be the change in this case? How much percentage change are we seeing? Any guesses? If day one, 100 people visited, day two, 200 people visited, what is the percentage change? Any guesses? Compared to previous day, compared to day one, what is the percentage change that we are observing? Anyone? Day 100, day 2, 200. What will be the percentage change? 100%, right? That is 100% change. Now, what we would do is, very good. What we would do is, we would try and track about all the people who are visiting this particular location. We'll look at this particular data. And what we observed was there was one beautiful place called as Blue Mountains near. There was this particular place called as Blue Mountains near Sydney. Okay. And suddenly we saw that a lot of people are visiting this particular location. A lot of people are visiting this location. And that was pretty, pretty interesting, because out of nowhere, people are visiting this particular location called as Blue Mountains, wherein we do not have like a lot of our business around. Like Airbnb was never kind of famous for, this Blue Mountain as a location. So why are people visiting? That was a curiosity that we had. When we looked at their visitors data, we found out that Blue Mountains is 2 hours drive from Sydney. All the people who were searching for this location were from Sydney. It was practically possible for them to travel to that location even in the lockdown, because it was in the same state. So they were allowed to travel at that particular location. Hence, the number of people who were visiting was very, very high. But because of the environmental factors, because of government restrictions, these people were not booking. So tell me one thing, can I rely on this data? Can I rely on this particular data if you're just visiting? Let me give you an example. Let's say you went to Nike store. Let's say you go to a Nike store and you look at all the shoes and then you don't purchase anything. Can I know the exact reason why you have not purchased? Is it possible to know from the data perspective? Like, why did you not purchase this shoe? You just visited, you looked around, came back. As a data analyst, would I know the reason why you not purchased? Yes, how? Tell me. Might be window shopping. Yes, absolutely. It might be a window shopping. It is not possible to know. Budget, maybe. What if the person has a budget, but he was just window shopping, Nandini, right? You don't really know. But what if the person makes a purchase? Can I confirm certain things? What if, you went to the store and you made a purchase? You purchased a particular shoe. Can I say that you were okay with the price? If you made a purchase, can I say that you were okay with the price? Yeah. Can I say that you were fine with the shoe color, shoe size, the shoe fitness? Can I say all of that? Can I be confirmed with that? Because I had the confirmation of your action. If somebody is visiting the website, doesn't really mean he would intend to do anything. He could be just doing window shopping on Airbnb. He's just looking at some of the properties, that's it. So I couldn't be relying on this particular data to make any business decision because it is a visitor's data. It is not really like a confirmed data. Now, what we do in this case, if it is a visitor's data and it is not a confirmed data, can we, if let's say you went to the store and you didn't purchase, what is the best way to know why you did not purchase? What could be the best way to know why the person did not purchase anything? You will ask them, right? Can I say you will do a survey or you will ask them straight away? You will ask for the feedback. What happened? Why did you not purchase? Right? Now, the same thing we had to do here. People are visiting this particular location called as Blue Mountains near Sydney. And I am not very sure why they're visiting. So we had to ask them this particular question. What made you visit this particular location? When we analyzed the responses and when we analyzed, again, using Tableau as a tool, we analyzed all of this data. We found out 3 things in common across all the customers, all the hosts, all the guests who were visiting the Airbnb website. What were the 3 things? The first thing was everyone had selected 30 days or more. They had selected 30 days or more as a filter, right? So they were looking for, can I say that it is long-term stay? They are looking for a long-term stay. If you're booking for 30 days or more, can I say it's a long-term stay? If you're searching for a property which is available for most, is a long, right? The second thing that they were looking at was that they had in common was they're putting selected kitchen as a filter. Any guesses why could this be? Any guesses why this could be? Why kitchen is so important during, hello? Voice is breaking. Is it fine? Hello? Can you all hear me? Still lagging. Continue? Fine. Okay. So kitchen as a filter. Why? Because if you are staying for 1 month, would you eat outside for 1 month to prepare your own food, right? And during COVID, would you prefer to eat outside? Not at all. Do you had, what if the restaurant gets closed, right? So that is why the kitchen was used as a filter. And the third thing that was common was they were all looking for non-central ACs. Like non-central AC. Any guesses why this was important at that time, March of 2020? Anyone? Central ACs would spread virus. That was the myth, right? That was the myth at that time, that central ACs spreads the COVID. So this is the 3 things that we got from the data. Yeah. And this was the 3 things that we were able to understand from our dashboard. And because of that, we had to confirm this. This was a visitor's data. So we had to confirm this by asking them, is it true that you were looking for this? And the reason was this. We got the confirmation. And then this was very, very important strategic insight. You know why? Because do you think it is practically possible for anyone to book like 30 days stay in say Hilton or any other 5-star hotel? Can anyone think about staying in hotels for about in continuation for 30 days for the general public? No. So do you think hotels will be able to tap into this markets? Not really. Do you think hotels have a kitchen as like they have separate kitchens or they have centralized kitchen? Do they have private kitchens, hotels? No. Right? So the kitchens were not there with, again, the voice break. My internet is fine. I don't know why it is. Are you able to hear me? Yeah. Okay. So does hotels have the kitchen? Do they have the private kitchens? Do you have the private kitchens in there? No. Do you think hotels have central ACs or non-central ACs? Do they have central ACs or non-central ACs? They have central ACs. So if this is a trend that we'll observe in future, who's going to benefit from it? If this is going to be true once the travel opens up, who's going to benefit from it? Airbnb? Can I say so? Because Airbnb has all the three things. Because it's a home, somebody's home. There is a kitchen. There is a non-central AC because it's just standalone property, and you can book for 30 and more days because the prices are very low, right? And this was a very, very critical insight for Airbnb at a very early stage that helped them understand the business patterns, understand the trend that is going to happen, and that helped them, create this wonderful campaign called as Go Near. Okay, they created this particular campaign called as Go Near. And even before the hotels could recover, even before anyone in the travel industry could recover, Airbnb recovered because they had this wonderful insight that we got from this dashboard that we created. So are you getting the importance of how data visualization is also important in shaping the business strategy? How simple charts, simple analysis can help you make companies better decisions. Can we say that? Yeah, because of my proactive. No, it's everyone is proactive in that case, right? So visualization is absolutely critical in terms of how the business decisions are made. Okay, and now what we have to do whenever we are building visualizations, we have to focus on one thing, that is storytelling. The most important. Yes, why not? What is there to lose, right? The most important factor that you need to understand in visualization is storytelling. Okay. Let me explain you what is storytelling. Is anyone here a Salman Khan movie fan by any chance? Anyone here loves to see Salman Khan movies? No. Don't we? It's okay. I'll not judge anyone or nobody will judge. Of course. Very good. I got one. You? Nice. Sometimes. Okay. Now let's look at his storytelling process. Like any movie of you, if you see of Salman Khan, how's the storyline? There is a start, right? There is a start. There is a build-up, right? There is a build-up. Then what happens? There is a twist. And then there is some fighting scene and there is a end. Don't you think all the Salman Khan movies are like this? There is a start, build up, some twist, fighting scenes, khatam, end of the movie. Isn't it? All the movies, every movie that you see is like this. Every movie that you see of Salman Khan would be like this. Do you all agree? Yes. Now, what is his audience? His audience is somebody, he's targeting certain audience, right? His audience is what? Can I say that their general audience who does not want a lot of complexity, right? The audience that he's catering to is somebody who just want general entertainment. They're not going for any complexity. They're not like, I don't want to be like a Christopher Nolan and where you are just trying to understand what is happening in the movie. That is not his audience. For his audience, don't you think this is the best storytelling approach that he can use? For his audience, don't you think it's the best storytelling approach that he can probably rely on? That's what he does. And that's why probably he's making, people watch his movies. Okay, so if in case, you have, I'll explain it when we go to the dashboarding part, how you can use this storytelling method. Anyone here like a Imtiaz Ali movie fan? Anyone here like loves Imtiaz Ali, Tamasha, Rockstar? Yeah. Now, if you really observe, he's not different from Salman Khan. What does he do? He starts with the end. Don't you think so? His first scene is the end scene, always. He starts with the last scene first. The first scene that he shows you is probably the last scene in the movie, right? Of the story. He starts with the end. And then he tells you the twist, whatever twist is happening. And then the entire second half is the build-up. There's an end, there's a twist, and then there is a start. Do you agree that this is how he tells the story? Rockstar, the last scene comes first, then he tells what happened to him, the twist. And then the whole second half of the movie is just your build-up, isn't it? Thanks for that compliment. But do you agree with this kind of storytelling that he's using this kind of a storytelling where he starts with the end, then gives a twist, and then gives the start? Am I correct on this part? Exactly. Now, if his audience, is his audience same as what the Salman Khan movies fans are? No, right? His audience is absolutely different. They are absolutely different. They're okay with this complexity. Okay, so his audience is different from the Salman Khan movies fan. Now, why am I telling you about the movies in a class where I'm supposed to teach you, about data science? Because let's say you are creating a dashboard. Okay, dashboard is like, collection of charts. You are trying to create a dashboard, and that is a collection of charts. And let's say this dashboard is for store managers. Okay, let's say it is for the store managers. Means there could be 4,000 store managers. 4,000 stores are there, and we have 4,000 4,000 store managers. Do you think they will understand the complexity first, or do you think you will have to give them what is happening, why it happened, what should we be doing, this kind of a storytelling, or should we be like, do this? What do you think? Is this crowd kind of a general crowd? Can I say that non-technical crowd? Don't you think our dashboard should have a story which is easy to understand? So if in case you are giving a dashboard to the store managers in general, 4,000 store managers, they're not so technically apt. So what you need to do, you need to give a start, right? You need to have a start where you are explaining, yeah, you are explaining about why, you are building this particular dashboard. What is the use case of the dashboard? That's your start. Then you do build up. In your build up, you will have your charts, whatever your charts you want to show. And then finally, you have your end, that is conclusion. Okay, this is what you need to do. This is for the general audience. Now, let's say if you were to present a dashboard to the VP of the company, or let's say to the director of the company, or let's say to the CEO of the company, do you think he has all the time in the world to listen to your build-up? Do you think he'll be interested in that? No. What does he want? He wants to know the end first. What happened? Isn't it? He wants to know end first. What happened and why it happened. Why it happened is your twist. Why it happened is your twist. Why this twist happened? Why does this happen? And then, if required, he will need a build-up. So now, in this case, which storytelling should we use? This one, that is the Imtiaz Ali one, or the Salman Khan one for the executives? The second one, right? The second one, yes. That's the thing. So are you getting with your audience to which you are presenting your data? Your storytelling should also differ. Can you tell the same story to the executive? If you tell this kind of a storytelling to the store managers, they will not understand. They'll be like, what are you trying to say? I don't get anything, because tell me what is the problem, what happened, how did it happen? Then tell me what has been the end result. So are you getting how it is important to first understand to whom you are presenting your analysis? That's the first main part. And based on that, you have to decide what is the kind of a story that you need to tell. Is everyone with me till here? Right. So the first part that is absolutely critical in your journey of storytelling or data visualization is your storytelling. Okay. So storytelling is more important than plotting complex graph. Don't focus on graphs. Okay, graphs will come, but focus on what is the story that you want to tell using graphs. Now, whenever you have to tell a story using graphs, you need to make sure that the charts that you are making is perfect, right? Let's take an example. Okay, let's say I have this particular chart. What do you think is wrong with this particular diagram or this particular chart? Any comments? Any comments on colors? Too complex, too complicated to make sense? Very correct. Very nice. What do you think about the colors? Too messy. Very good, Abhilash. Screen not visible. I hope you are able to see the chart, right? Color, size, everything is bad in here, right? LHS is much darker. Okay. Now tell me one thing. This is a 3D chart. It is a 3D color. Can human eyes understand 3D colors? Is it practically possible without the goggles to know, understand the 3D colors? No. So should you ever in anything that you do, PPT, dashboards, should you be using something like 3D colors or 3D charts? Unless and until you have that goggle, no, right? Unless and until you have that goggle, no. See, if I just remove that 3D color, don't you think it looks 5% better or 2% better, can I say right now? Just by removing that 3D color, it looks 2% better. If this data is for US, do you think you need to know what is happening in this ocean? Do you need to know what is happening in Mexico? Do you want to show what is happening in Canada? Is it important? Is it relevant? So if I remove this, don't you think it will look a little more better? Right? Now tell me about the colors. Is the colors giving you any insights right now? It is too cluttered, right? The human brain is not able to understand this cluttered colors. If I change this color, just look at the impact that it will create. If I just change the color, look at the impact that it will have. You see, now it looks better. Does it tell you some story here? Can I say that there is, some support, whatever is this data for, there is some support in this West Coast, in this location, and there is no support in the central region of America? Is that what everyone is seeing? Isn't it? So you see how simple change in color, simple change in border, simple change in, the way you represent the data makes your charts tell you a better story, right? Clearly, you can get a particular story out of here. The support is there in the West Coast. There is no support in the central region, and there is pocket of support in this side of the world, right? And if you even add more colors, like you group them even better, this is how it will look like. right? Very clearly now you can see where the support is, where the support is not. So what is that we learn from here? We learn from this particular example is that please remember less is more effective. Okay, having clear, easy charts is more effective than having complex charts. Less is always more effective, less is more attractive, and less is always more impactful. Okay, would you remember these three fundas? Never ever try to clutter your chart. Never ever try to add more information than that is required, because it does not tell you the story, and because it is not telling you the story, no insights are coming out, and if no insights are coming out, no decisions can be made. Okay, so if you see here, can I say this? Less is more effective, less is more attractive, and the less is more impactful. Understood this example, everyone? Yeah, great. So please remember this line when I say storytelling is more important than plotting complex graph. Always focus on what is the story that is coming out. Is this the story that I want to tell? Okay, if that is coming out, then you kind of, go ahead. Otherwise, you can, change your chart. Let's learn some principles of, visualizations. Very simple, 3 principles that we'll focus on. First one, decide on your message. Aesthetics matter. Tell me one thing, would you buy a Cadbury if it is not in that purple wrapping that you know of? Would you ever buy a Cadbury if it's not in that purple wrapping that we know of? No, right? The chocolate is probably the same, but that wrapping has its own importance, right? If that wrapping is not correct, you may not probably purchase that Cadbury. So aesthetics in your charts really, really is important. And the last part is you need to communicate very clearly. Okay, so let's try to understand how do we make sure these 3 parts. Decide on the message, how do we ensure aesthetics are proper, and how do we communicate clearly. The first thing that we should do is our signals should come first. Whatever message that we want to convey, that should the first thing that we need to understand is the main message should come first. Of course, the engagement is important, it should look good and all, but the first thing that you need to focus on is to make sure that your right message is coming out, and for that right message you need to have the right chart. Okay, now what happens is this is the most difficult part of data visualization. How to select the right chart? And there is no one right way. Whatever you feel, you can create a chart according to that. What I do personally in my career, in my day-to-day work, is that I use this particular framework. Can you see this chart? Can you see this diagram on the screen? This gives me the direction on which chart I have to select. Okay, let me give you an example. I want to know what is the impact of rising temperature on the sales of ice cream. I want to know what is the impact of rising temperature on the sales of ice cream. What is that I'm trying to show here? Is it relationship, comparison, composition, distribution? I want to know what is the impact of rising temperature on sales of ice cream. It is relationship? Yes. Yeah. And if it is relationship, what is the chart? How many variables do we have? Temperature and sales. So which chart do you think will work here? The scatter plot, isn't it? Because I have 2 variables. I'll use the scatter plot. Understood? Let's take another example. I want to compare marks of different sections in a class. There is standard 10 and I have A, B, C, D, E sections. I want to compare the marks of the students. Now tell me what is that I'm trying to show here? Comparison, distribution, composition, relationship. Relationship? No. I'm showing comparison, right? I'm just showing comparison. Is it over time or is it amongst items? Is it that I'm showing it over time or items? Is it, yeah, comparison, but is it, is the time the variable or is it the items that I'm trying to compare? Is it section 1, section 2, or is it like month 1, month 2? It is section 1, section 2. So it is items. Are there many items or are there few items? I have 5 sections. 5. Can I say it is few? So which is the best chart that is available? A column chart. So are you getting, like, it is very difficult to understand which chart we should apply where, but this gives you a proper direction in which you have to go. Okay, let's say I want to find out what percentage of sales is coming from each category. What percentage of sales is coming from each category? What is that I'm trying to show in this case? Is it comparison, distribution, composition? Distribution is like you're plotting all the data points. Can I say it's a composition? Can we say it's a composition? Right? I want to know what is the percentage sales from each category. So it is composition. Which chart do you think will work here? If it is simple share of total is what I want to show. Which chart suits the best from this diagram? Which chart we should go at? A pie chart. Right? All right. Cool. Are you getting how to use this particular diagram? Yes, super. Okay, then that's the first thing. Like, first try and understand which chart you want to select. For that, go to this diagram, understand it, find out what you're looking for, and then try to plot whatever you want to plot. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is, let's take some examples. This is a chart that you have. It is showing the ticket trend over time, right? It is a data of the call center. It is a data for the call center. And we have some tickets that we received, some tickets that we processed. Anyone can tell me what is the insights that you are getting from this chart? In March, we received the highest volume. Very good. Volume is higher than percentage. Very good, Aditya. Anyone else? Just look at this chart and tell me what is. We can figure out month comparison, lack of process in August, high demand in comparison to supply. Very, very good. August tickets, order received versus processed. See, all of you are giving me different answers, right? If you give this chart to the business owner, he will keep on just looking at this chart and keep on staring at this chart. Will he be able to make any decision? What are you trying to tell? Why have you plotted this chart? What is so important about this chart? Why are you showing me this chart? Don't you think he will get all of these questions? Yeah. Now, if I change this particular chart, if I change this particular chart to a line chart and see the difference. Okay, I'll just simply change this chart from the bar chart to the line chart and see what happens. You see, the ticket volume processed and the ticket volume received were overlapping with each other, but then something happened in May. And because of that, the difference started to increase. Right? Something happened in May and the difference started to increase. And because of that, now we are receiving more tickets than we are processing. Right? We are getting more tickets than we are processing. Isn't it? Yeah. And look at the output. Yeah. Look at the output that we are trying to tell. Please approve the hire of 2 FTs. Means what? Please approve the hire of 2 people. That is, FTs means full-time employees. Why? To backfill those who quit in the last year. to backfill those who quit in the last year. And then you are giving the explanation that 2 employees quit in May. We were able to match up the demand, but because 2 people left in May, there is a difference between the ticket volume processed and received. Now, if you showcase this particular chart to the business owner, don't you think he'll be able to make decisions in few seconds? Yeah. So now what is the storytelling method that we are using here? Is it the Imtiaz Ali way or is it the general way? What do you think? The outcome, the end is first. Please approve the hire of 2 FT. This is the end, the early way, right? The outcome is the first. Whatever we want to tell the message, whatever we want him to do is first. Then we are talking about the twist. Why is this happening? Why are we asking you to, do this particular action? Why do we want you to hire 2 FTs? Because to backfill those who quit in the last year. And then we are giving him the whole build-up and the story. Right? So don't you think if you give him this particular chart, it will take him hardly a second to make a decision? Should we approve or should we not approve? Compared to this chart. Are you able to understand the difference between plotting a chart and telling a story? In the previous case, what we did, it was a story or was it a chart? It was a simple chart. You just plotted a chart. That is not important. Nothing is coming out of here. But if you're plotting a chart, a proper chart with a proper story, an action can be taken. A decision can be made. Make sense? Are you all able to understand this part? How important it is to select the right chart for the right data? Absolutely. Okay. Cool. Let's take this chart. Tell me what is the insight that you're getting. It's the average retail product price per year for different years for different products. What's we gonna get? Any insights? Anyone? What are you looking at? What are you seeing? The price of the product is getting decreased after a year. Yeah. Inflation. The price of product A has decreased significantly. Don't you think it is so difficult to read this particular chart just by the looks of it? It is very, very difficult to know what are you trying to tell? Okay, average retail price per year. Okay, what should I do of this? Right? Now just see, simple change in chart, simple change in axis. See the impact it creates. Don't you think the year should always be in the axis? Don't you think year should have been in the axis rather than being a point? When you are plotting a chart, don't you think year should be the main axis? Year and numbers. Yes. See here, if I just change that and instead of a bar chart, again, I'll use a line chart. See what happens. This is what we are observing. Look at the difference. Is it a clear trend that we are observing that the prices, whatever price you launched the product at, here you launched it at $400, it is coming to this point. You launched it at a lower price, it is converging to the average. You launch it even at a lower price, it is converging to the average. So can I say over the time, the price kind of converged to average? Is that what I'm seeing from here? Right? And if everything is converging to the average, don't you think the price of a new product that you are launching should be the average? In case you are deciding to think average, why go through this entire journey of increasing and then or maybe having it at a lower one and then converging it? right? So that is the difference that a chart makes here. You've just converted it from the bar chart to the line chart, and a completely different story is coming out, right? So what are we saying? To be competitive, we recommend introducing our products below the average price of 223 in the range of 150 to 200. You may debate that why we are using 150 to 200. It could be 200 to 250. It is up to you. But if you're writing this kind of a line, don't you think for the business owner, it is making his life more easy to make a decision? If you are giving something like a recommended range or the recommended price range, don't you think it is making his life easy to make a decision? Yeah, you may choose to do 200 to 250. That is up to you. I have decided to take it between 150 to 200. But it is giving a direction to the business stakeholder that, hey, you know what? Based on this particular chart, I'm asking you to make sure that the price is near about 223. Again, a simple change in chart. See the axis. This time I put the axis in as an independent axis, as an x-axis. I am able to see a trend, and it is making much more sense. Right? All of you? Understood this example? Yes, let's take one more example. Tanuj, that will be covered in once I'm done with this session. The team will help you with everything. Now let's take another example where I'm been hating a bar chart till now, but in this case, probably it would be the better chart. Let's see. I'm sure when you were a kid, you must have gone to some science exhibition. The same thing is happening here. There are some kids for which a science exhibition is conducted. And before going to the science exhibition, they asked a very simple question. How do you feel about doing science? Right? So some people would say bored, not great, okay, kind of interested, excited. And once they went into the science exhibition, and after that exhibition, we asked the same question. How do you feel about doing the science? And then we record the response. Any insights that you're able to understand from this chart? Look at these two charts. Okay, it is pre and post, pre-exhibition, post-exhibition. You're trying to ask them, how do you feel about doing science? What do you get from this chart? What insight do you get from this chart? Post exhibition, the kids are more interested to do science. Yes, but it took you some time to understand, right, Aditya, Santosh? Now just see which. Acha, chalo guess which chart should have been much better if you are trying to do a comparison amongst few items. Which chart is much better? It is few items that you are trying to compare. Which chart is much better in this case? A bar chart, right? And if you look at the bar chart, it will tell you a completely different story, which is column bar chart. Yes, it will tell you a story that is much easy to read. Those who were bored were bored. Those who felt not great felt not great. Nothing happened to them. But the ones who felt okay of doing science, what are they feeling now? That number decreased to 14, 40 to 14. And the ones who thought of kind of interested, it increased, and excited increased drastically. So what can we conclude? Was the program a success? Was the program a success? Looking at these numbers? Absolutely. So we are giving him the output. The pilot program was a success. What was the question? How do you feel about doing the science? And then we have done the pre and the post comparison, right? So again, an example where if you select the right chart, what an amazing impact it makes on your overall insights discovery. Okay, in all the three things, you could have used this particular diagram and you could have understood it. I'm trying to show comparison amongst few items. What is the best chart that I have? I'm showing comparisons among few items, amongst items, and there are few items. What is the best chart that I have? It is the column chart. Yeah, I'll share. The material will be shared with you. I want to compare the prices over the time. No, this is what I'm trying to show, right? I'll explain you. I want to show the comparison of the prices over the time. So what is that I'm likely to show? Comparison over time. I want to do like a comparison, but over the time. So don't you think this is comparison? The second chart that I'm talking about. It is comparison over time. Right? It is over time. Is it few periods? Yes, it is few periods. It's not a lot of periods. So if it is few periods, what is the best chart for many products? We have many products. We had 6 products. So which chart tells you the option? Line chart. So you can very easily come to the best chart if you follow this particular diagram. You just have to ask the question, what is that you want to show? Then go step by step. Is it over items? Is it among times? Is it amongst many periods? It is amongst few periods. And try to come up with the chart. Are you able to understand how we can use this for making better charts? This particular diagram that we have on the screen. If you don't have expression, you can come up with that. All right. Chalo, very good. All right. Let's go to the next part. That is what is breaking. I don't know why it is happening. Not stuck. Hello. Am I audible? Is it fine? So sorry about it. I don't know what is going wrong, but yeah. Chalo. Now tell me, the first thing that you need to know about the aesthetics is don't trust the default settings. Okay. Don't trust the default settings. Let's say you are creating a chart in Excel and whatever default chart comes, don't use that as your final chart. Just give me 1 second, okay? Hey, can you hear me? Please say it's fine. Uh, am I audible? Like not breaking? Yes. Okay, so please don't trust the default settings ever. Default settings are not the best use of the charts that you're creating. So please never trust the default setting. Let me give you an example. When I say don't trust the default setting. Okay, if you plot when cosine wave, this is how it will come. On the right Sorry, am I audible here? Yes, no. Okay. So sorry about that. I think some can't trust the internet. All right. So sorry about that. Okay. So we have two charts. This is a chart that you plot in Python by default. This is on the left, and this is something that you have done some customization on. Which one is the chart that looks better? Thank you. Which chart looks better? The one on the left or the one on the right? The one on the right. So would you be plotting this chart? Would you be showing this one to the business stakeholders? Not really, right? So never ever use the default setting. This is the chart that is coming by default. This is where you have to do some customization. So always once you have created the chart, focus on customizing it. All right. Then should you do this mistake of chart junk? Should you be plotting a chart like this on the left-hand side? Just because it is possible to plot, should you plot a chart like this? The one on the left-hand side. Does it make any sense? Are you getting any insights from the data which is in here in the left-hand side? No. So what should you do? Avoid chart junk. This is called as chart junk. You're just trying to plot a lot of information without thinking a lot, right? So always always avoid the chart junk at every cost possible. I think the better option is on the right-hand side where you can individually take up the axes and try and understand the trend. Okay, so two things. Don't trust the default settings. And the second is avoid chart junk at any cost. That is how you can make your aesthetics looks better. Okay, then comes the last part. You have to communicate clearly, right? There is no point in which you are having a chart, but not the story. And for that story, you need to have a communication which is up to the mark. And for that, if you clearly observe couple of things that I've shown you, the first thing is the message and the audience. Who's the audience here? Any guesses? Is it the VPs, directors, or is it? Yeah, it is the VPs and the directors, right? So the message should be clear with the audience. Colors. Look at the colors. They are called as baseline neutral colors. What is baseline neutral colors? Whatever you are trying to emphasize on should be dark, and whatever you don't want to emphasize on. Here, what should be the emphasis that we are looking at? Is it the process or the receipt that we want to emphasize on? Process. Yeah, we have to emphasize on processed. So what is the the color that we have used? The color that we have used is blue, the dark one, right? So that is what we say as baseline neutral color. Don't have like hunky funky colors ever. Don't use like the 3D colors. But yes, this is what it tells you about. The independent variables should be on the x-axis. Your independent variable should be on the x-axis. So say categories, the time series, they all should be in your x-axis, and the numerical variable should be on the y-axis. Would you remember these four things? Message should be clear, baseline neutral colors, number should be on the y-axis, the variable should be on the x-axis, and you should have clear labels on your chart. That's it. If you follow only this four particular process with the correct selection of charts, I'm sure your charts will become, one of the best charts that you can ever plot. Right? Does this make sense? All the four things: message, baseline neutral colors, independent variables, and numbers on y-axis. Is everyone fine till here? Very good. Okay, now another same thing in here. Message and audience, independent variable, proper labels, and again, baseline neutral colors. So if you have all of this, it works absolutely fine. Same thing in here, message and audience, independent variables here, numbers on y-axis, proper baseline neutral colors. Again, we wanted to emphasize on people are feeling excited. So the color became darker, and the one which we didn't want it to exercise or emphasize on, it is light. Okay, so if you follow only these 4 steps, that is having a clear message, for the audience that you're targeting, having independent variables on the bottom axis, numerical variables on x-axis, and using baseline neutral colors with proper labels. That's the recipe of a good chart. Okay, so to summarize, always decide on your message. Choose the right chart for your insight. Aesthetic matters. Don't trust the default setting. Don't do a chart junk, and communicate very clearly. Great. So that's all I have in terms of the data visualization. In case you have any questions regards to anything, please feel free to ask. I'll take up any questions. And the team is also here to help you out. Okay, can we have some questions, please? Any questions you have in your mind, feel free to ask. In general, also, like in general to the field is also fine, if not on data visualization.
So
Anyone?
there is one question in Q&A. A
In Q.
difference between data analytics and data scientist.
Acha, difference between data analyst and data scientist. Which one would you find, Santosh? I just told you the process, right? You have to rely on a process. Even if you're a fresher, you have to just rely on that process. Ask the right question, get to that which part that you're likely to show, and basis that you create the chart. Okay, so you have to just follow the process. That's it. Okay, there is this particular question that is called as, what is the difference between a data analyst and a data scientist? Chalo, me explain that. See, both of them are both of them are following the same objective. What is the objective? There is a data, and you try to take a decision. Okay, this is common for both data analyst and a data scientist. What is the difference is the data that we use. A data analyst and a data scientist, what is the difference in the data that they use? A data analyst uses structured data. Now, what is structured data? Structured data is the data which is stored in a form of rows and columns. Anyone knows any tool where we store this structured data? Any tool that you know which stores a structured data? Excel? Absolutely, Excel is correct. So the data analyst is expected to work on structured data. That is why he needs to know Excel, right? The main coding tool that he needs to know is Excel and SQL. Any guesses what is S in SQL? What is S in SQL? What does S in SQL stands for? Structured query language. And whenever you hear the word structured, it means what? It means a table, right? So a data analyst works on a table, and the key skill set that he needs to know is Excel plus SQL. What does a data scientist works on? He works on structured data plus unstructured data. He works on both structured and unstructured. For structured data, what is the language that you should know if you are a data analyst? If you are working on structured data, what is the coding language that you should know? SQL. Unstructured data is your image data. Is image data stored in the form of rows and columns? Is text data stored in the form of rows and columns? Is your videos stored in the form of rows and columns? No. So a data scientist is also expected to work on unstructured data. And if you're working on unstructured data, the coding language that you need to know is Python. Okay. And hence, here you need to know advanced Python. Okay. That is the key difference. If you are working on a structured data, you are most likely to be a data analyst. If you are working on structured plus unstructured data, you are a data scientist. Is it clear? Business analyst is different. Business analyst is somebody who is working on this structured data can be uncleaned, right? It can be very uncleaned, lot of missing values, etc. The business analyst his main expertise is in business. And then he also works on clean data. Like he's given a clean data. Who provides him with the clean data? Any guesses? He works mostly on the clean and the complete data. Who provides him with this? Data analyst. Okay. So that's the main difference. But yeah, data scientist is the one who needs to know advanced Python, and data analyst is the one who needs to know SQL. And our data scientist also needs to know SQL. That's the main difference. Make sense? What is data engineer? Data engineer is the one who prepares this data. How does this data come? Right? Let's say whenever a human interacts with a machine, the data gets generated. Is it the data that is stored in an Excel format when it is getting generated? Do you think it is in the form that we know? Or is it something in a called as a flat file? If you go to Instagram, do you see like an Excel sheet about your data? Have you seen like that anywhere? No, right? It does not have any form or shape. So what a data engineer does is whatever this interaction of a human happens with a machine, this data that gets generated, he tries to convert it into a structured and a usable format. And for that, we have data engineers. Okay, the data at its origin is not in the form that we know. It needs to be brought in the form of a structure, and for that we have data engineer. So pre this particular step, the step before this is where the data engineer comes. Not really. That is a wrong, like the world has changed. Data analytics also requires you to work on predictive analytics. Okay, but of course you will be doing predictive analytics on a structured data. Who said that? BA does, both of them drives business decision. Every role drives data to decision. So how is that possible that a BA may not and DA will? Okay, every role is having the same common thing, that is data to decision journey. Okay. Any other question? Anyone? Is there any question in Q&A? Do we need to learn? Yeah, not the advanced Python, Shubham, not the advanced Python, but the Python on which we use structured data, that is pandas, numpy, matplotlib, and cbon. That is what you need to learn. In Python, we can work on structured data, and there are 4 libraries, so that is what is important. But if you are a data scientist, you need to learn Python in depth. The advanced Python is what you need to learn. Can you please talk about CRIDE framework? This is not a class for that, of course, otherwise I would have. Course fees and structure, the team will help. Anything related to data science, data analytics, you want to know? Great session as usual. Santosh, where have I met you? Okay, got it. Great. I want to know more about the decisions that you took at Airbnb. No, it was just a simple, chart and a diagram that helped company know what is coming in future. So that is what my role was, to make sure that we are able to identify the trend before anyone else could. How does it compare with full stack development? See, I'm not a full stack full stack developer. So, what are the 5? That is what we discussed, right? That is what we discussed in the whole class. Story, chart, communication, aesthetics, and chart junk. That is what the 5 things were. which is better for a non-tech background? Data analyst is more important if you're from a non-tech background. Start with data analytics. Okay, what is it? It will come a lot. It will become much better as we go in future. So the amount of data that is there, it is increasing. So thus the opportunities are also increasing. Yes, I will. I think that the team will share. Manjul or anyone from the team, would you be able to pass on this content? Is the market better for both? It is better for both. See, I don't know a lot about software development. I'm not from software development, so I can't do the comparison. But for data science, yes, it is. Great. Yeah, so somebody from the team, can you take it up from here? I would.
Manjul will take over the class. Thank you, Saurabh. Thank you so much. It was a great session.
Thanks, Manjul.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Thank you so much, Saurabh. And it was definitely a very informative session. Basically, we got a lot of insights about how this data field actually works and what are the opportunity it holds. One good thing about the session was that most of the learners, you need not to have a very strong background if you want to get into this particular field. And again, the basic questions that were being asked in the later part of this masterclass just shows one thing, that people are really curious about this, and that will definitely help them getting the transition in this domain that is possible. Thank you so much for simplifying a lot of complex words and jargons here, Saurav. Always pleasure to have you here at our master classes. I will be taking it ahead and will be answering all the admission related queries that are there. So thank you again, Saurav, for this. Okay, so my name is Manjul, and I take care of the admissions out here at Alma Beta. And as Saurabh took this session and told you about, what are the job opportunities that are there in the market for a fresher, or maybe if you're already a working professional. But the important part is that you need to learn few skill sets. I believe in this particular session, sort of talked about MS Excel, he talked about SQL, he talked about Tableau, he was talking about Power BI. So all these are tools that you need to understand. Right, there is a language named Python that you need to work on. So there are multiple things that one needs to learn if they want to get that transition. So we'll first of all start with talking about what Alma Better is, how it is helping people getting the desired transition that they want, and then we will get into the fee structure part, and we'll talk more about admission related queries. So let me just share my screen once. Narendra, do let me know once my screen is shared. Is it?
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect. So first and foremost thing that one needs to understand is that what Alma Better is. So we are a platform who completely focuses on output driven concept, right? Because if you're studying something, it's pretty much important that you start earning from the knowledge that you have got, right? And that can be done when you know the relevant stuff that is there in the market that you need to learn. You should have mentors, and you should get that guide if you're looking forward to get yourself a transition into a very new domain or a different domain, right? And that is why what we do is that we ensure that most of the students out here, they're studying in groups, right? Because people can come from different background. Someone will be from BTech, someone will be from BA, someone will be from BCom. It's important that you should study in groups so that you can actually understand things well and can also give your suggestions and learn from someone else's suggestions. When we talk about our batches, we do have people who are already working in this domain and who are looking forward to get transition in this particular domain. A lot to learn when you're doing things in group. Same goes for project. Project is nothing but it's a problem statement that once get and you have to find out the solution. The more the ideas that come into your mind while solving that particular problem, the more in-depth knowledge you will get of that particular topic, right? So that is why we do projects in teams, so that you can have multiple ideas coming how to solve that particular problem. Because what I believe is that a particular problem can be solved in multiple ways, and the more you are able to solve it in a simple way, the more is a concept that is cleared. And obviously, once you're doing all these things, we do ensure that by the time you're ending the program, you're getting ready for the jobs as well that are available in the market, which is in abundance. So why one should choose Alma better? Look, there are like multiple platforms that are available in the market, right? There are YouTube, lectures that are there. Then we have Google, where most of the, things, most of the materials are available. But one thing that one needs to understand is that whatever you are learning, is it relevant in the industry or not? We end up studying a lot of things which are actually not that relevant in the industry. You might just invest a lot of time in learning a particular topic you know which is not any more relevant in this particular field. You just go into that interview and they will ask you something and you were like, no, I haven't studied it, because obviously you're not aware about what is relevant currently in the market. So we ensure that whatever curriculum is being given to you, it is relevant and is updated, right? And we teach you everything from basic level. There is no such thing that you need to have some understanding about few of the topics. No, there is no such prerequisite that is required. We will teach everything to you from basics. So it doesn't matter what background you're coming from. The only thing that matters is that you should be disciplined and dedicated enough to complete the program. Okay. You will have live lectures, just like today Saurav took this masterclass. He was not only telling you about what masterclass is, the topics are, but he was also interacting with you, right? He was just asking you, is there any other doubt that you have? So you can directly interact with the instructors that we have here at Alma Better, right? And all of the instructors that you will meet out here, they are working professionals, so they know what is actually going on in the industry, and they will pass on that information to you. That will definitely help you a lot when you will be sitting in the interviews. And after also, you, if you get selected in any of the companies, the amount of knowledge these people would have transferred to you would definitely help you there as well. Even if you miss any of the live classes, there's nothing to worry, you will get the recorded lectures as well. I will show you how it works. So we have like 3 to 4 sessions that are happening every particular week, right? Live sessions, and the timings are 8 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. in the evening time, right? So even if you are a working professional, sometimes it happens, you just go home late, sometime you miss any of the lectures, nothing to worry. You will get the recorded part as well, and you can just go through that recorded part like multiple times to understand that particular topic. Okay. Now, once you have understood about a topic, once you have clarified your fundamentals, it's high time to practice them. Because I believe that maths or coding or any other tool, it depends upon practice. It's like MS Excel. If you're doing it on a regular basis, somehow you will start using formulas much better way, right? So we have like 1,000+ coding problems, we have assessments, we have like 20+ capstone projects, where you will understand that, okay, if I've studied about something, how will it be utilized to solve a particular problem? It's important that you should understand that whatever you are studying is how being it is used in the real world as well, right? So that is why we have like capstone projects, as well as we have like 1,000+ coding problems with us. You will have daily doubt resolution sessions. These will be live doubt resolution sessions that will be happening, and again, you will have mentorship sessions that will be 1:1, right? Let us assume that you're facing any difficulty in any of the capstone projects, and since this data domain has multiple job opportunities to offer, and they have multiple job roles, you can also sit with one of our mentors and can discuss that, okay, I'm studying this particular topic, I'm good at it. Do you think so that data analyst field is something that is okay for me, or should I go ahead with business analyst, or should I the data scientist part, or should I go ahead with the machine learning part that we have here, right? And then obviously, once you complete the program, the 6 months of program that we do here, you will start getting support from our placement team with like 50+ mock interviews that you will be getting again from dedicated career coach. He's also someone who's already working in this industry, so he knows what kind of questions could be asked in an interview, and he will prepare you accordingly, right? And then we just guarantee you like 100% job is being offered with like 700+ hiring partners that we have. So look, if you're doing things in a very proper way, right? Once a legend says the process is pretty much important, like, right? So if you're doing live classes well, if you're practicing well, if you are doing your projects well, if you are solving and resolving your doubts well, if you're having your mentorship sessions well, and if you're sitting in those mock interviews that are happening, I don't think so there will be any problem that you will face while getting a job, right? So this is how we basically take care of learner and give him a transition from a learner to earner in this field of data science. Again, all these things I've already discussed. What are the learning activities that are happening here at Alma Better? You will have group discussions, projects, assignments, live lectures, mentorship sessions, guest lectures, community participation. You will have capstone projects, then you have competency challenges. These are some of the partners that we have, hiring partners: Uber, big name; Vedantu, Myntra, Amazon, Accenture. If you're from a banking background or a finance background, you will have JP Morgan. If you are from some consultancy thing or IT services thing, you have KPMG, PwC. We have even Cognizant with us. Then we have Tiger Analytics, CoinDCX is there. So a lot of companies, they are available in the market, who are ready to hire people for this particular data domain. The only thing that you require is the right kind of skill set. Okay, the salary distribution of Alma Better graduates, right? So we promise that you end up getting a minimum package of 5 lakhs per annum, right? And the range between 5 to 7 lakhs per annum is such that 19% of the students do get into this particular zone, right? We not offer any placement status that is below 5 lakhs per annum. But in between 5 to 7 lakhs per annum, we have like 19% of the students who are getting placed in this particular zone. But what is even more encouraging is that there is 29% of the students who are getting placed at a package that is ranging in between 7 to 8 lakhs per annum. That is really encouraging and motivating, that if you're a fresher and if you're starting at a package of 7 or 8 lakhs per annum, it is very huge, right? Now, even more motivating is the fact that 37% of the students, that means almost one people out of every three learner that we have here, they get a package that is ranging in between 8 to 9 lakhs per annum. Again, it's a very, very good start if you're starting your career in any new field. 8 to 9 lakhs per annum means you're approximately earning like 75,000 rupees monthly. That is a huge thing. Okay, then there are like 15% of the student who get a package that is more than 9, and there are 3% who get more than 10 lakhs per annum. So look, everything is possible. You do have this question that if I'm doing data scientist, how much will I earn? You can earn up to 10 lakhs per annum, more than that also. It depends upon how much hard work you're putting, how much dedicated you are towards this particular program, how much problems you're solving, how much curious you are about this particular field. If you're doing things in a proper way, you might end up getting a package that is 11, 12, 13 lakhs per annum as well, right? Because we have a salary bracket of 5 to 25 lakhs per annum, right? So if you're doing things well, you will fall into that category for sure. Lot of our instructors and mentors, they are from data domain. They're already working in this field. We have Rachit Jan, who is from BCG. We got today Saurabh as well, who is also a working professional in data domain only. Then we have Sayan at Walmart. Then we have Ekta, who is working at Accenture. So a lot of people, if you see, we have Jyotirmay Dev, who is working at Apple, right? We have Neeraj Sharma working at Microsoft. So the amount of experience these people bring while taking the lecture is immense, right? They will not tell you a lot about bookish knowledge, but they will tell you about why is that particular tool or why is that particular language is being used, right? And that is something that we need to learn. Instead of understanding what SQL is, it's time to understand that why it is being used, who are using it, how well it can be used, right? And these people who are already working in their respective domains know how to do it, right? And that is why we believe that there should be more number of instructors who are working in the field of data domain should come and teach you, so that you get that kind of exposure that is required. Some of the success stories, right? A lot of people from different background, from the very same background also, and who have done non-technical graduation courses, have got themselves into data domain because of their hard work they have put in, and obviously the amount of dedication they have shown during this particular program, that okay, now I am at this stage, now I have to get into data domain, I have to really work hard for this, right? A lot of students, you will find out, even people who have 2 to 3 years, 4 years of experience in some other field, are trying to get into data domain, and they're doing it with utmost ease, right? They're learning things in that particular way. So I will just let you go through the student dashboard walkthrough part. So before that, do I have any question out there? It's a job guarantee, Tanuj. Was the screen not visible, Narendra? Yeah, you can find the recording of this session, Deepak, or on our YouTube channel. I will be pinging the link for the same. Yeah, Gitika, I will be coming to that particular part as well, that how AI is being involved as mentioned in the certificate. Tanuj, job guarantees meaning that you will get all kind of assistance that is required from our end to get job in this particular industry. And if you end up getting a job of 5 lakhs per annum, then only you have to pay us our placement fees, else you do not have to pay us anything. So for job assurance, it's like we will be giving you a surety, but we're not taking this guarantee that we will place you, right? But here we are taking that guarantee that okay, you will get anything, any package that is greater than 5 lakhs per annum or above that. By continuously watching lectures, regularly watching them, being disciplined, doing all your projects, practicing well when it comes to the assessments, assignments that is being given to you, and obviously sitting in all of the mock interviews, getting good mentorship sessions from our end, you will definitely improve the chances of getting placed. Sure, it's there. It's there on our website, Samsung SMM526B. It is there, the placement report, every other thing is there available on the website. And I will just be letting you go through the dashboard as well, so that you get some clarity about how things work and what are the offerings that we have when it comes to the course. So this is how the home screen basically looks like if you haven't paid for the certification courses. So we have certification in full stack data science and artificial intelligence. We have a batch that started yesterday only, right? And we will have one more batch that will be coming around before this month end, so you can also enroll in that particular batch. The best part about this particular certification is that you not only get a certification from Alma Better, but you can also go ahead and take a certification course from IIT Guwahati. It is a very prestigious university when it comes to India, right? And you get a certification from them. It's a 6 months of part-time program. You will have online classes as already being discussed, and there are a lot of AI tools also that are being used. I think someone asked me in the chat section about the AI thing that we're talking about. So it is suitable for people who are in their final years, who are graduated, and they're looking forward to get themselves a job in this particular domain. Already told you about the instructors that we have here. So lot of people who got transition into this data domain, they have posted their success stories out here on our website. You can just go through them. You can even connect them over your LinkedIn, and can have a good discussion with them, that how things worked for them, and what are the guidance they want to give to you if you want to get yourself transition into this particular domain. So this is the foundation track, how it looks like. It is of 6 months. So we start with computer programming, where we teach you about Python. And again, there is one add-on that we do with the AI tool, that is ChatGPT, that is pair programming with ChatGPT. Then data wrangling using Pandas AI that we do here. Again, an AI tool that we have added recently. ChatGPT for writing SQL queries that we have. And in this particular module only, we cover all the tools that are MS Excel, Power BI, Tableau, along with SQL. And then again, we are using chat gpt to create presentations. So we are trying to ensure that you're using these AI tools to utmost perfection, so that it can make your work much more easier. Then we have statistics, that is coming into the fifth model. Again, you are using AI for simplifying a lot of the problems, again by using the chat gpt. Then we have machine learning, where we include obviously the supervised learning, the unsupervised learning, and then we get deeper into the deep learning part as well, if you want to learn more about it. But we ensure that we are covering topics that are starting from Python till machine learning. And in all these models, you will end up learning few of the AI tools that are being used in the market. So this is how the 6 months of program looks like, and this is how the certification looks like, right? So you get a certification not only from Alma Better, but also, from Indian Institute of Technology, that is Guwahati Bay, and that is backed by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. So it itself adds a lot of value in your resume if you're going with the IIT certification. And if you're looking forward only for Alma Better certification, this is how it looks like. Again, it creates a lot of values if you have learned all these kind of skill sets. Okay. Now, this is some of the topics that I'm discussing now is about the career tracks. So once you complete the foundation track, then we go into the Alma X curriculum. Alma X is nothing but the placement support that we offer here to our learners, right? So we will start with the business communication classes, obviously, to let you get adjusted to the kind of environment that you will face in the mock interviews. Then we will work on resume building as well as your profile building. Again, a lot of AI tools being used here as well. You will learn about them. Then a lot of mock interviews, and you will have a dedicated career coach with you who will be guiding you through various rounds of interviews. And finally, if you're sitting in the interviews, definitely they have rounds where you have to go for some of the coding questions as well. So coding and technical revision always remains a part of it. So we do focus on that as well. And then again, these are the things that we offer. So let me just quickly walk you through how the paid version of Alma Better classes looks like. So this is how it looks like basically, right? I'm already enrolled in the certification in full stack data science and an AI tool that we are using here. You can go to the learn section out here, and you will figure out that where your current batch is going on, how much topic has been covered, what more classes are coming into picture. Just a moment. So this is what it looks like. Obviously, you have foundation track, and these are the topics that are already being discussed out here. Started with Python, then Python control flow, then there is a mid-course assessments where you will be getting certain assessments, then there is object-oriented programming that is being taught, bit of revision part is being done, and then we end up the course by giving you a project. So this is how every module runs. This is module 1, then we have module 2, 3, 4, 5, and obviously introduction to machine learning. So currently, since I'm already enrolled in one of the previous batches, we are learning the data visualization tools here, right? If you will go to the classroom section out here, you will find out what are the upcoming classes that are coming in, right? So you will find out that we have a capstone project, relational database, ask me anything classes coming on. That means there was a capstone project that was being given. And now if you have any doubt in that, that will be catered here only. And that will be taking place on 30th October, 8 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Instructor name is also given, okay? And this is how you will find out the upcoming classes that you have, okay? If you want to watch the recordings, obviously you will. Let us assume that this particular class was being taken on 26th October. If you have missed it, you will find out the recording here. You will find out the recording of hypothesis testing here only, and you will also find the notes of this particular topic, if any of the notes has been provided by the instructor. So this is how basically things look like in the live classes as well as for the recording ones. A lot of questions for you to practice. There are like more than 137 sets that will have subsets as well. Then we have coding assessments. Again, there are like 5 questions, 75 minutes. There are like 5 questions, 75 minutes. A lot of questions that you will be coming and practicing here. Same goes for quiz assessments, multiple number of questions. And if all of these taken together, they will count like 1,000+ questions that we give you for practice. Projects, for every module, there is a project that is being given to you. Overall, we have like 20+ projects with us. And for every module, you have to complete one project as it is being mentioned here. And you will be told about that what are the projects that you need to do. And then from here on, you can also book your mentorship sessions as well. You have to book it a week prior. Let us assume that you want to get into interview guidance thing. You can just book it from here. You can add your time preferred date, and you can book one of the mentorship sessions, and we will check the availability of that mentor, and we will have a 1:1 session with you as well. Okay, now this is something which is very important for you to understand. That is live support that you will find out here in the help section. If you click on this, you directly get the live doubt resolution session that I already discussed when I started this session. You can just click on it, and you will find out that there are multiple tables waiting for you. And if you have any problem when it comes to data science, you can have a subject matter expert session from here. If it is from web development, again, you have a session here. Again, if you have any other data science program, and if questions in your doubt in your mind, and if all these tables are already filled, you can join this particular table, and all the doubts will be resolved on immediate basis when you will be joining this, right? So this is something that we do believe helps you a lot while you're watching any of the recorded session, or if you're practicing any of the problems. And the final thing is the AI chatbot that we have added here, right? You don't have to do anything, right? You just have to give a proper prompt here in this AI chat, and it will come up with a solution. Let us assume that I want to write a program to divide two numbers. I'm just giving this particular AI chatbot my prompt, and it comes up with a code, right? So even if you're solving any of the problem, and if you're not getting a proper solution of it, and you want to get more clarification when it comes to the solution part, then you can just go and type your prompt, and it will come up with the program, as well as will explain it to you as well, right? So super, super, super powerful tool this is. And once you will start practicing it, you will only get better in this, right? So this is how basically Alma Better looks like. This is how it is helping student getting the transition that they are looking forward to. Okay, so tell me about fee structure. So Pradeep, if you're looking forward for Alma Better certification, it costs you 30,000 rupees. That is the admission fee that you have to pay. And once you get yourself a placement, right, then you have to pay us 10,000 rupees for next 24 months if the placement is above 5 lakhs per annum. If you're looking forward for IIT Guwahati course along with Alma Better, the price is 60,000. But if you are enrolling in IIT Guwahati before this month's end, the pay after placement amount is 10,000 for 15 months. So you're getting like 90,000 ka straight away discount over it, right? So if you're looking forward for that, you can even enroll in the program of IIT Guwahati. Certification, one of them is being authorized by Alma Better, and another one is Alma Better plus IIT Guwahati. More or less the same, Samsung. They're more or less the same. It again depends upon the interest that you have towards a particular program. Why advanced data science is mentioned? Because we are also covering the machine learning part as well as the AI tools that we are currently using. And again, since it is being certified by IIT Guwahati, we have to mention it as the advanced certification. Study material will be provided to you only. I have already shared the screen and told you where the study material will be provided. 5 mentorship sessions are there, Ajay. You will get it in within the topics. You will definitely get this particular topic cleared, Gitika. Tanuj, for the monthly installment part, we can give up to you for at max 12 months. So with no cost EMI, it will cost around 5,000. Brajesh, you can directly go to the website and can enroll yourself, right? You just have to click on the enroll now button, and you will be redirected to the page that you're looking forward for. The placement amount will be 1,50,000 that you have to pay in 15 equal installments of 10,000. Yeah, we do have Gitika. So currently we are providing like 15% discount over our admission fees that we have here, right? I will be sharing the coupon code as well. That will be valid for next 24 hours. So if you guys are looking forward for that, obviously you will end up getting it. Ajay, you can write a mail to me regarding this. I'm just sharing my email ID here, and I will ensure that someone from the team is getting connected to you. I'm still looking forward for any questions that you have if it comes to the admissions part. No, Brajesh. There's no point rushing the process because it will not help you. If it is taking 6 months, let it be. Need not to rush the process, otherwise it will only affect you. You can connect me on this particular contact number. I have just shared a coupon code with all of you. You can use this to get 15% discount on both our courses, the Alma Better Premium one or the IIT Guwahati Iconic one. It is valid for next 24 hours. It's okay, Getika, if you have a relevant experience, we can consider it. So if we are going ahead for 15% discount for the premium course, that is only for, yeah, no cost EMI will work. So it will cost you 25,500 if you're going for a premium, and if you're going for IIT Guwahati, it will cost you 51,000. You can contact me on my contact number that is being provided to you above, and also you can write me a mail. I will be more than happy to assist you. Initially, you have to pay the admission fees, and once you get the placement, you will have to pay the placement fees. Exactly, Gitika. Yes. Admission fees already told you. If you're looking forward for Alma Better course certification, it costs you 30,000, and if you're looking forward for IIT plus Alma Better, it is 60,000. The coupon code has already been shared here, and you can use this particular coupon code to get the discount that you're looking for the scholarship part that one of the learners mentioned here.
Manjul, only one question is there in Q&A. How many mentorship sessions are there?
I already answered that. I believe it's 5. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
So, Brajesh, the basic difference is that if you're looking forward for the IIT Guwahati course, most of the things remains the same. There are like 3 basic differences. One is obviously you get some extra lectures from the IIT Guwahati professors. Second, obviously you end up getting the certification from IIT Guwahati, which in itself is a huge thing. That is backed by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. And third, obviously you can visit the campus of IIT Guwahati post completion of this particular course. So these are some of the benefits that people get if they are into IIT Guwahati. Multiple. There is no such capping for that weapon. It's 13 lakhs. All right, I have already shared my email ID out there, and I've already shared my contact number too. So if you want to understand things in much more better way, you can even contact me. I'm just rewriting my contact number and email ID, and if you're looking forward for it, you can just drop me a mail or can get connected to me via call. Yeah, there is a option for EMI in the initial payment as well, Brajesh. Yeah, we will be helping you, Gitika. Cool. I'm just rewriting my contact number as well as my email ID out here. You guys can definitely reach out to me. Thank you so much. We'll be checking it, Ajay, and we'll be reverting you there only. Thank you so much for being so patient in this particular session. and we hope that we will keep on bringing such informative sessions that will give you more clarification in this field of data. Narendra, if you want to add something, we can, else we can wrap up this.
Thank you so much, Manjul. Thank you for helping students. And yeah, students, you can contact Manjul. He will help you out. And thank you so much for joining today's masterclass. And yeah, that's it for now.
Thank you, team. Enjoy your weekend.
Bye bye.